Hi there, it's Carol with Carolbcrafts. Today we'll be making this sweet little friend card. It's simple but elegant. It's card number 3 in my Daisy Lane Floral Essence Class to Go. This Class to Go kit is available through July 2019, but check out my website www.carolbcrafts.com to see what current Class to Go I'm offering. Now if you don't have the class kit, no worries, I'll give you the dimensions as we go along so that you can make this sweet little friend card along with us. Now this card could be made into a congratulations card, a happy birthday card, just by adding another sentiment here. It says, with friendly thoughts and best wishes today and every day. Now for this card we use the Daisy Lane stamp set for our friend sentiment, and we use the Floral Essence stamp set, which comes as a bundle with the perennial flower punch, and you save 10% when you buy these two together. Now some of the other supplies that you'll need to make the card is you'll need petal pink ink for your adhesives, snail adhesive, glue dots, and mini dimensionals. I'll be using my Take Your Pick tool. You'll need your 4x6 piece of window sheet, and you'll also need your kit, which is the one that has this pretty blue ribbon, and I'm very Blueberry Bliss. That's the name of that color that we're using with this, and that goes so well with the petal pink. So let's get started making our card. So you know that I like to start out with my stamping. And to stamp, we'll be stamping on our little oval pieces, and these are the, let's see, what size are these? Second largest, second smallest? Looks like they're the second smallest oval from the layering ovals, and the second smallest scalloped oval for the Blueberry Bliss. And we have a piece of the Blueberry Bliss gross grain ribbon, which is 6 inches. And I'll give you the other items as we go along. For our stamping, we're going to need our Whisper White. And what else? I think that's it. These 2 pieces of Whisper White. Everything else we can put aside so it doesn't get ink on it. And we do need one of, well, we only need one, but I give you 2 just in case. So let's get our Stamparatus. So I'm going to put a random stamp pad there. Now these are photopolymer, so I'm using my silicone mat and the foam pad that comes with the Stamparatus. Get that in center a little bit. Okay, from the Floral Essence, we're going to be stamping with this flower right here. It's the one that goes with the punch, the perennial flower punch. And we'll be using the inside is for, it says, with friendly thoughts and best wishes today and every day. Those are the 2 photopolymer stamps we'll be using. And so we'll go ahead and do our photopolymer first. This is a piece of Whisper White. It is 2 1/8 by 5 1/2. We're going to put that tight in the corner there, firm so that there's no gaps. And we're going to take our little flower punch. We'll be using this one in a minute. And we're going to ink that up. If it sticks, that's fine. Just be sure to put your paper back in. It won't stick once it has ink on it. And so we're just going to ink this up, and there we go. And maybe too close to the corner there. Let me get that a little better. Okay, and then we're going to flip that around and put it in the corner and do the other one. Okay, those are ready to punch out with our punch. Now we're going to do the inside sentiment, and for that we'll need our plastic, our 4x6 window sheet. And again, this is going to stick. Let's go ahead and clean this off. And I'm going to dry it off with my pad from my Stampin' Scrub. We'll use this again, but not right now. First, we're going to do the inside sentiment with Friendly Thoughts. It's going to go down here in the bottom. And you can see it picks up. That's fine. Just be sure you put your plastic back in the corner. And then once you ink it up, it's not going to be a problem. So we're going to ink that up, make our image on the plastic so it can be our guide. Now this is going to be a portrait because it's a portrait card. So it'll go this way with Friendly Thoughts and Best Wishes. And when you think it's even, I'm going to remove your plastic and ink up your stamp. And that will take care of our sentiment. We'll clean our plastic off and our stamp off. And be sure to dry your plastic off. I'm using a microfiber cloth. And next we're going to put this back in landscape in the corner. And we're going to get our flower, our 3-petal flower again, and put it in the corner. And again, it's going to pick up that plastic. Just be sure you put it back in the corner. Ink it up to make your image on the plastic. And then that's going to show us where. Now we're going to turn this upside down so our sentiment's up here. And we're going to start with it at this angle. And we're doing that. Well, and so sentiment here, opposite corner, flower. And we're going to put it at an angle this way so that we can turn it and put it at an angle that way to stamp the other part of the flower. So that looks good. I'll put that down with my magnet, ink that up. There we go. Now I'm going to remove this, put my plastic back down. This time I'm going to insert it in this direction so that I can line up those petals so that it looks like a flower. Okay, so I like that. So I'm going to put my magnet down, remove my plastic, ink up my stamp. And now I have my flower. So we're done with our photopolymer stamping. Clean off your plastic and dry it. Now if you did want to do a happy birthday or something like that here, congratulations, feel better soon, this would be the time you'd want to stamp it if you're using the photopolymer. But because we're going to switch to the rubber, we're going to remove our foam pad, and I'm going to add just about a 1/16 of an inch chipboard to kind of give some lift to my stamps. All right, and we're going to be stamping this little image here on our oval. Now if you are making more of these, or if you're making one at home and you don't have the kit, that's the second smallest oval. Your kit will have the oval already cut for you. So the process will be a little different. Normally you would stamp and then cut. Because this is pre-cut, we have to do it a little different. We need a piece of scratch paper. So I have my scratch paper. I'm going to put a dab of adhesive on the back, just a tad, to hold that down in place. Then I'm going to get my friend stamp from my Daisy Lane pack. That's this one right here. I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to pick that stamp up and ink up the stamp with the petal pink. Stamp my image. So that'll tell me where it's going to stamp. I'm going to slide this underneath, line up my friend so that it's looking good. You just want to make sure that you do leave room for the little rhinestone up here by the F, the top of the F. And then when you're happy with it, you'll remove the plastic. And hopefully that didn't move too much. I had my magnet down, so hopefully we're good. Ink that up with the petal pink. Stamp it down. Now I do give you the 2, so if you didn't do well that time, you can always try again. I might stamp that one more time lightly. I don't want to overdo, just to get a nice rich color because it is the front sentiment. And so we are done with our stamping. So we're going to bring in the items that we stamped, and we're going to punch out our flowers with our perennial flower punch. And we'll just do this real quick. So those are our 2 flowers. They'll go on the front, one on top of the other. And our friend, we're just going to bend that and twist it off. Let's bring in the rest of our items. Take our 8.5 by 5.5 piece of thick whisper white that we've scored at 4 1/4. Find the groove facing us and then fold away. Use our bone folder to crease that fold. We'll have the front sentiment. Now I have a piece of petal pink, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. It's been embossed with the subtle folder. That's going to go on top of here. And since the ribbon is not going to go around there, we can go ahead and put that on. So we have a piece of the DSP for the roses, and it is 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. So 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. It's going to go on a piece of Blueberry Bliss that is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So we'll go ahead and put that on with, I'm going to use glue. Now the ribbon, the Blueberry Bliss gross grain ribbon that I think I told you is 6 inches, it is going to go 1.5 inches from the bottom. So decide what your bottom is. I think this will be my bottom here. So I'm going to mark on the back 1.5 inches with a pencil on each side. You may be hearing the rain. We're having quite the storm out there. So I'm going to put some snail above that mark so my ribbon has something to dig into. Place it across the front. Find my curve. Place it across the front. Even ends on both sides, and then find your mark, and your ribbon's going to go just above that mark, like so. Okay, so we have our this is going to go on the front of our card, and I've already used some snail to put this down. So I have, this is going to go on the front. You have to push down hard because it's we're putting it on some embossed cardstock, so it needs a little extra help to adhere. Now we're going to put these together. We'll put these on with mini dimensionals, but first we're going to put this one on top of this one. Just put a few little drops of glue, and then alternate the flower petals like so. Kind of let that dry. While that's drying, I'm going to put my friend on my piece of Blueberry Bliss. We'll let that dry. Now we're going to put our, I'm going to use about 3, and what I want to do is, you can see I want to have a point going up and a point going down. So I'll flip that over. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 of my mini dimensionals kind of there on the back of each of those petals. So I'm going to remove the backing. Okay, so remember I want one going up and one going down, and then it's going to go close to the edge and over the ribbon. Close to the edge of the DSP and over the ribbon. So that's where it goes, right there. Next we're going to put our friend about right here. I'm going to put that on with some glue. I like the glue because you can move it around, and I'm going to put it in the center so that if I do have to move it around, it won't be oozing out all over the place. So just put it where you like it, about 1/8 of an inch from the DSP on here, and I'm thinking maybe 1/2 inch from the DSP there. But really, whatever looks good to you is what you need to do. That looks good to me. So next, make sure that's level. And it looks like it is, and that's another reason to use the glue, in case you have to arrange it. Alright, so next we're going to do the inside. We'll take our piece of inside sentiment, and then we have a piece of petal pink, 3 3/4 by 5. This is going to go on top of that, and I'll use some snail. And then this will go on the inside right here. Now for the outside, we're going to put, we have one of the large clear faceted gems and one of the smallest clear rhinestones. I'm going to get my, take your pick tool and remove it from the plastic here. And we're going to put that right on top of our flower in the center. And then we're going to take our smallest rhinestone and put that right here next to the top of our F, right there. Okay, so our card is finished. I hope you enjoyed making this simple, sweet card to let someone know that you're thinking of them and wishing them a happy day. This was card number 3 in my Daisy Ling Floral Essence Class to Go kit. Check out my website, www.carolbcrafts.com, to see what current Class to Go kit I'm offering. Thanks for watching. Bye now.